Hey again from the garden, it's Christina from Sunshine and Flora. So today is Dahlia digging day, and I wanted to film this and take you along for the whole process. Today I am out here digging all these tubers. It's about 80 degrees today. Tonight we're getting a big front that's coming through, and tomorrow it's only going to be in the 50s and rain, so this is the day to do it. I also hope that you guys can hear me okay and it's not too windy. But anyway, in a previous video, I went through and showed you guys that I was cutting back the dahlias that I am digging, and I just left the other ones standing that I'm not going to dig. And I did that because I was hoping the eyes would develop a little bit by the time I dug them. So I actually have half of everything dug already. It's going really fast. So now that I've got the flow going and the process going, I want to show you my process. And then after I am done digging the dahlias in this video, I want to roll some footage from yesterday of me planting the hoop house, and then I want to take you and give you a tour of the cool flowers that I'm wintering over in the hoop house this year. So as I dig these dahlia tubers, I am labeling them with flagging tape so that I know what every single clump is. And then I'm putting them in these bulb crates, and I'm just putting them in the corner of my garden. They will be taken inside tonight, but that way everything stays really nice and sorted. And we're going through a really big drought here, which is actually helping me dig these tubers because I literally hardly have any soil sticking to these tubers. They are coming out so clean, it's incredible. I don't even think I'm gonna have to hose these off. Last year I had to hose them like crazy. It was such a mess. I don't think I'm gonna have to do that at all this year. So this crate is full. I'm gonna set it aside. Let me show you how I dig these and what they look like when they come out of the ground. So I am going to dig these 6 clumps right here, and you can see the top of the dahlia plant is right here. These were cut back. There are 6 right in this row. These are all the Cornell variety. So I usually bring my potato fork about a foot away from the stem, kind of try to pop it up. And I usually do that on 2 sides of the plant. Then I'll grab the stem and just kind of shake it a bit. And look at that. Holy cow. All right, there's that clump. That started earlier this season as one single tuber. Oh my gosh, look at that one too. Now you can tell this big one in the center is the mother tuber, and all the rest of them are new. That is just crazy. Oh, one I broke there. This one has a broken neck. Get rid of that. Wow. So each one of these viable tubers can make a new plant. Oh, I sliced those. Darn. So all 6 of these clumps have a lot of dahlia tubers on, and all of them started as single tubers. I mean, look at that. That is just crazy. All right, these are all dug. I actually found 2 more plants right next to it. So I have a row of 8 Cornell clumps here, and they all look so awesome. So since I have that many of the same variety, I'm just gonna take my stake that says Cornell, I'm gonna put it in the bottom of the crate, and then these clumps are gonna all get their own crate. And I'm going to carry this over and put it with the rest of my clumps. All right, let's move on to the next side of this row, Caitlin's Joy. These are looking good. Not as big a clumps as the Cornell so far, but I mean, when you think that you started with 1 tuber, probably one of these 2, and got all these from it. This one's broken, but still, they really multiply good. All right, I'm gonna let that one dry. Oh, see, and then the one next to it It just comes out so much cleaner. Smaller, but cleaner. Now, I did fertilize these throughout the season, and when I planted them, I did use a starter fertilizer. Otherwise, they just had the soaker hose watering, I think, about every other day when there was not rain. Wow, you guys, these are all Caitlin's joy. What started as 7 or 8 tubers is now a whole crate. That's crazy. So I just have this one row left to dig. I'm gonna get these done, and then I'll show you how many I end up with. So I wanted to show you guys, these tubers that I just started digging were actually the cuttings that I took last year and rooted, and they're giving me really nice clumps also. Okay, so here is a look at all of the dahlias that I dug. I only had one plant that has a question mark. I would say that is pretty darn good. So now that these tubers are all dug, I'm gonna let them sit outside here for the rest of the day and just let the dirt dry out a little bit. And then at the end of the day before I go home, sorry, wind gust. The end of the day before I go home, I'm going to be moving these inside because we are getting a big time cold front coming through overnight, which maybe I mentioned that at the beginning of this video. And we're going to get a hard freeze tonight, and I cannot let these dahlias be out here. But before I move them inside, because some of the dirt is drying off, these are going to easily dust off a little better. So some of them that have a little bit of the caked dirt in the crevices, I'm just going to try to break a little bit more off. But then the plan from here on out for these, either tomorrow or the next day, depending on how they are drying, I'm going to be dividing and storing these, and I will make sure to film all of that for you guys. I saved thousands of dollars last year by storing my own tubers over the winter, and it's a really easy process. I just want to make sure that they are dry enough so that they don't rot when I store them. But I also don't want to wait too long, because then if you do, they're going to start shriveling, and that is not good either. So within the next few days, I will be dividing these and I will film that. So now that the dahlia portion of the video is over, I want to give you a little tour of the hoop house. But first, here's some footage from yesterday when I was planting it. All right, so here is a look at what I planted yesterday. I am so thrilled to have this done. The rest of the hoop house looks like a bit of a disaster, but you know, we'll get there. So let me walk you down to this end first. So starting in this corner, this is all of the white campanula, and this is what I grew last year and got literally 5 to 6 feet tall. It was amazing. It wintered over awesome. So I knew that I had to do it again this year. Then about here we switch over, and these are all snapdragons. This is my experiment, wintering over these snapdragons. So hopefully these do well. Then this back corner, this is dianthus, also an experiment. If these winter over well, these are going to give me a lot of really beautiful early spring blooms. maybe about when my ranunculus are blooming. Now I do have a few snapdragons left. I have a lot of dianthus left. I'm actually thinking about putting these in one of my raised beds and tenting it, but that won't be today. Okay, so that's gonna do it for this video. Watch for my next video to post in a few days where I go through my process of dividing the dahlia tubers and how I store them for the winter. Hope you guys are having a great day, and we'll see you soon.